2019 is essential. And in those four categories that I am focusing on underneath that word is home, work, health, and wealth. Now, something that I have used for the last couple years is an amazing tool in Google in the Chrome extension called OneTab. What OneTab allows you to do is if you're someone like me that has, in the course of a day, 10, 20, okay, who am I kidding? 70, 80, 90 tabs all the way across up top of your toolbar because of the rabbit hole and the work and the stuff that you do, I could hit this one tab, and what it would do is it would sort it all so my tabs up here would go away, but I didn't lose them. But you can see here that as of right now on this particular page, I have, or this particular Mac, I have 2032 tabs. That is a problem. And what this does is it creates anxiety for me because I see this as 2,000 things that I need to go back and do something with. The worst part is on my main computer at home, I have over 3,000. On my work computer, I have, I think, over 1,000, maybe 2,000. And I have another computer that sits at around 1 or 2,000. So what I've decided to do is to use my essential notebook and create a new habit to get all these down to zero. And this is going to require me to do a lot of deleting, a little bit of sorting, and maybe putting some ideas to actual use. Because under my four categories, this affects my home. Every time I log onto a computer, I get a little stressed. It affects my work because I have potential work in here that I have not done. And because of those two things, it does affect my health. So it knocks out three of these categories. So my goal, and I'll show you here in a minute, is to get these, just this computer. I'm not worried about the others, just this one for this total right here to be to zero in 7 days. So let's take a look at how I'm going to do that. Alright, so I apologize for the goofy headset, but this will allow the audio to stay consistent between the vibes. And so what I've got, as I showed you in previous videos, my essential notebook that's allowing me to do my bullet journaling, keeping track of things. And what I've done in my habit tracker, I've got many things going on here, which we'll talk about in other episodes, but the one I want to focus on is right here, this one tab for my MacBook. Now notice I made this red as opposed to the others because this is just a very short habit tracker. My goal is 7 days. My goal is to get this MacBook to zero in 7 days, and so I've just made a note, a little with the red there, of where I started on the 28th and where I plan to end, which I know there's 3 days that roll over to February. So I'll morph that over to the February calendar when it's ready. But my goal is, I got to make the note in here, 300 a day. So actually, I know it comes out to about 285 a day, but we're going to go for 300 just to stay on the course. So if I can knock out 300, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to screenshot and I'm going to make note of it as well in my day-to-day planner so I can keep that motivation and see it, because in February I'm going to have to move over to the other computers to eventually get all that gone and out of my system. So everything just becomes essential. Not just my physical space, but my digital space as well. So I'm keeping that marked right there. You can see I haven't got to it yet. So this is part of my job for today. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep track there. And then I will go through and then I will make notes on how I'm progressing in my days as I get going in my day-to-day grind as well. So there you have it. The analog system is key. It's what keeps me going, and the only way the analog works is to get rid of the digital declutter so I can focus more on my analog life, the face-to-face, the paper, self-reflection, that good stuff. All right, guys, so let me know, what's some of your digital declutter? What are things that you're working on? I know email is a big one, maybe social media is a big one, your pocket or articles and things that you store to read at a later time. What is it? Because I've got other things as well, but I'm curious about those that are following the journey. What is it you're struggling with? And maybe we can build some community and support together. All right, guys, stay awesome, stay on the grind, keep your focus, build your mantra, and as always, stay awesome. All right, so my goal was each day to knock out 300 of these tabs, and so it was a little overwhelming in the beginning. Pretty easy. I just went clear to the bottom, and I got rid of the old ones. And there was lots of things I just couldn't remember and get rid of. So it wasn't too bad. But as I progressed, this became more and more difficult to the point of actually when I got to the last 2 or 300, I felt like I couldn't get rid of them. And then finally, in a splurge and a last minute ditch effort to make this happen, I just went through and just very quickly just started hitting delete like crazy, just do 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 do. And I realized that if I really need to find these things, if I really need them, they're essential to my life, they'll appear back because everything is in the internet. So the last thing that I just want to show you as we wrap this up is here is what I was doing in my essential notebook. Each day I data logged the date, where I was with the tabs, and then how many I ended up with. So I kept it, in it as a daily routine, and then I kind of color coded it as you can see here. So this was really important for me. I mean, you saw the screenshots of the numbers, but for me to physically write these down as the goals, I put together a plan. I charted it out by days, and then obviously with the numbers, and this was really, really helpful. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a break for a few days, and then I'm going to move on to my next computer and see if I can make that happen. So this is part of the journey to be successful. Not easy, a little stressful, but man, really, really relieving to know that when I log onto my computer, I'm going to see zero. And that's good.